Hello, Pirates. Today's topic is pathogens. So, as we finish looking at blood, the components of blood and blood vessels, today we're really going to focus in on the immune system. And as we start working on the immune system, we need to understand pathogens in general. So, what you guys want to do on page 125, you just want to set up a quick T chart for pathogens. And when we look at pathogens are anything that causes illness. Okay, so these are anything that invades our body and causes illness. So it's something that causes illness. Right? And with these pathogens, examples of pathogens, they don't all have to be viruses and bacteria, but they can be. So they could be a virus, it could be a bacteria, other things that could cause illness, it could be a parasite. Or it could be a fungus. Sometimes funguses or a strain of fungi can cause illness as well. But what we're going to focus on today specifically are just viruses and bacteria. What you guys want to do is you guys have a list attached that gives you guys a variety of characteristics of either viruses or bacteria. And what you guys want to do is you want to pause the video and you just want to go through and see if you can figure out which of these things are a virus and which of these things are a bacteria. So for example, with Ebola, is Ebola a bacteria or is it a virus? It's a virus. Strep throat, caused by a bacteria. E. coli food poisoning, bacteria. The cold, the common cold, virus. The flu, virus. HIV, the V is for virus. Cholera, bacteria. Living versus non-living. Which one of these is a living thing and which one of them is non-living? Bacteria are living. Viruses are not living. They do not have all the characteristics of life. Containing DNA and RNA, so having both present. Well, a bacteria is a living thing and it does have DNA and ribosomes. So it's going to have its own DNA and then make messenger RNA to make its protein. So this is going to be a bacteria. Having one or the other, that's a virus. Ribosomes, those are cell organelles. Bacteria are cells, so this is going to be something in a bacteria. No ribosomes, can't make proteins, not a living thing, virus. No cell wall, virus, not a cell. Cell wall, bacteria, a cell. Treatment, antibiotics. So anti means it's going to kill, a biotic, a living thing. Or do you think we're going to kill a living thing with antibiotics or a non-living thing? That's right, a living thing. It's against the bacteria. Treatment is a vaccine or prevention. This goes with the virus. Required is a host cell to reproduce. Well, bacteria can reproduce by themselves, but viruses cannot. And reproduces asexually. That is going to be bacteria. All right. SARS-CoV-2, which is the virus that causes COVID-19. Is this a bacteria or a virus? It's a virus. All right, so what you guys want to do on your T-chart here, after thinking about those, is you want to just like fill them out. So go through these characteristics, and I'm just going to kind of put them in some basic, like a basic order of what's the most important things to know. Big things to know is that viruses are non-living. Okay, they are non-living particles that can make us sick. Bacteria are living. They are cells. With the cell walls, because they are not living, there are no cell walls in a virus. Bacteria can have a cell wall. When it comes to genetic information, the virus is going to have either DNA or it can have RNA. Bacteria have both DNA and RNA because they are living things. When it comes to ribosomes, viruses cannot make their own proteins. They do not have ribosomes, the organelle that produces proteins. Bacteria do have ribosomes. They make their own proteins. They are living things. For treatment, as far as treatment and prevention goes, for the virus, we can prevent or treat. The treatment for a virus is really prevention. You have to seek the prevention before you get sick, is the vaccine. We also have some antiviral drugs. Or medicines. Examples, or let's look at reproduction real quick. Reproduction needs a host cell to reproduce. And back, just keeping them in line. The treatment for a bacteria, if you have a bacterial infection, bacterial infections are going to be treated with antibiotics. Okay, we do not treat viral infections with antibiotics because they're designed to destroy bacteria, and viruses are not bacterial infections. All right, as far as reproduction goes, bacteria reproduce asexually. And then the last thing is just for some examples. So what are some examples of viruses? Examples of viruses that you guys have on your chart there. We said that Ebola was a virus, HIV, the common cold, the flu, and SARS, COVID-2, which causes COVID-19. And this is sudden acute respiratory syndrome, coronavirus number 2, meaning this is the second major coronavirus that we've seen here pretty much this century. So, and then this one over here, examples of bacterial infections. When we're looking at examples of bacterial infections, if you have strep throat, that is caused by the strep bacteria, so bacterial infection in your throat. If you get E. coli food poisoning, bacterial infection. Cholera, bacteria growing in water. And I'm trying to think here. Those are the only ones we have written down. So we'll just leave it at that. E. coli, cholera. All right. So what you guys want to do is here at the bottom, just answer that essential question at the top. So answer that essential question. Can you answer what is the difference between a virus and a bacteria after sorting the topics and completing the notes? Have a wonderful day.